Hi everyone, this is Algebra 2, Lesson 5, and this lesson covers word problems and fractional parts of a number. Okay, so first example problem here is a word problem, and we're just going to work this. So twice a number is decreased by 7, and this quantity is multiplied by 3. The result is 9 less than 10 times the number. What is the number? Alright, so we've got two parts here. We've got one side of the equal sign right here. Okay, and then we have the other side of the equal sign after the result. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to write this out. So we're going to say twice the number, and when we get to number, we're just going to use an n. So 2 times n is decreased by 7, so minus 7. And this quantity is multiplied by 3. So what's being multiplied by 3? This entire thing. So we're going to put that in parentheses and multiply by 3. And that's going to be equal to something. We're not going to worry about this 9 less yet. We're just going to do this part. So equals 10 times the number. So 10n. Okay, so it says the result of this side, right, this part right here is 9 less. So that means this is 9 less. So what do we have to do the other side to make those even? Do minus 9 over here. So we're going to do it down there, minus 9. Right, and I know these could be a little bit confusing as to where that minus 9 is going to go. Now we just work it. So we're going to distribute, and we get 6n minus 3 times 7 is 21. Equals 10n minus 9. Now we're going to put our n's together. So we're going to do subtract 6n over here and over here. Because we want to get those on the same side of the equal sign. Now we got negative 21 equals 4n minus 9. Now we're going to do plus 9. Those cancel. And we get 4n equals 21 minus 9 would be negative 12. And then we're going to divide by 4. And we're going to get n equals negative 3. The answer to that one. Alright, and there's a couple more examples here of that same kind of problem. Alright, this one is about ducks on a pond. The number of ducks on the pond was doubled, so that means 2n. Okay, so our number of ducks, or we could use D. You can use any letter you want. In the book, they have it as number of ducks with a subscript, but you don't have to do that, because we're not counting numbers of different things. So we'll call them D. 2D, 2 times the number of ducks, when the new flock landed. Then 7 more ducks came, so then we got 7 more. The resulting number of ducks, so this number right here, that we've already written, right, is 13 less than 3 times the number. Alright, if this is 13 less, then we have to minus 13 on this side to make those even, right? So we first start by writing something that's not equal, right? So 2 times the number of ducks plus 7 equals 3 times the number of ducks, but it's saying that this side is 13 less than this side, so we got a minus 13 over here. Alright, now we just solve, so I'm going to do, get my ducks together, and I'll have 7 equals 3, nope, that'll just be 1D. D minus 13, and then I'll do plus 13, and I get my ducks equals 20. So that's how to do that one. So you start with something that's not equal, and then you figure out where you need to add or subtract to make it equal. The sum of negative 7 and 6 times the number, so that'll be 6 times our number minus 7 is multiplied by 5. So sum of all this is multiplied by 5. The result is 332 less than 3 times the number. So I'm just going to put equals 3 times the number. And this side is 332 less, so that means I have to subtract 332 to that side to make those equal. Now I'm just going to solve. So first I'm going to rainbow here. 30n. 7 times 5 is 35 equals 3n minus 3, 32. I'm going to get my n's together first. So that will give me 27n minus 35 equals 332. So plus 35. Oh, that's negative 332. All right, so that's going to get me 297. 27n equals 297. Now we would divide by 27. You can use a calculator for this. It's 11. That was easy. So n equals negative 11, because this will be negative 297. There we go. All right, pretty easy on that one. This next part is about fractional parts of a number. All right, so when we have a word problem with fractional parts, we're going to just follow the rule of means times, is means equals. Okay, so it says 1/5 of the clowns had red noses. If 30 clowns had red noses, how many clowns were there in all? So we've got 1/5. Oops. Of is times. We'll use C for clowns. So 1/5 of the clowns had red noses. So that will be 1/5 of the clowns is 30, because 30 had red noses. Okay, so we got our 1/5 times the clowns, because there's our of right there, of C, and that is 30, 1/5, right? So if we draw a diagram of that, we could say here's 1/5, okay, and that would be 4/5 left over, and these are going to be our red, and these are going to be not, and we need to know what the whole thing is, okay? All right, so all we have to do when we have a fraction multiplied there, we're going to divide by flipping that fraction. So you always flip your fraction. And 5 times 30 is 150. All right, because these will cancel each other, and we get clowns equals 150. Okay, so whenever you have a fraction over here, you have to get rid of it. If something's multiplied by a fraction, just flip and multiply on both sides. Remember, when we divide a fraction, you just flip and multiply. All right, 7/8 of the turtle horde rode horses. Okay, so we've got 7/8 are riding horses. Of, I'll use H for the horde, rode horses. If there are 140,000 were in the horde, how many did not ride horses? Okay, so if we draw a diagram of this, we're going to do 7/8, and these are the ones that rode horses. Not rode horses, did not ride, it's going to be, oh, I got the diagram wrong here, 7/8 are going to be the ones that rode horses. And then not ride will be 1/8. 7/8 did ride. Okay, so we'll have 1/8 left over. How many did not ride horses? So we're not looking for 7/8. We're looking for 1/8 of 140,000. What is 1/8? this number. 8 eighths, right, is the 140,000. That's the whole horde. That's the whole thing. All right, so that means 1 would equal that. All right, so I need to know what 1/8 of 140,000 equals our number that did not ride horses. Okay, and so we just multiply those, right, because they're on the same side of the equal sign. So 1/8 of 100, which really means divided by 8, right? So we've got 1/8. That means we divided this into 8 parts. 1 times 8 is 8. 14, 6 and 8 is 14. 60. 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 5 is 40. And bring up those zeros. And the answer should be 17,500. And that is the number that did not ride horses. Alright, go ahead and pause the video and work the practice problems, and then I'll work them for you. Alright, so this first one is one of the ones where we have to make it into an algebra problem from a word problem. The sum of -4 and 5 times a number. So if I've got 5 times my number minus 4, right, is multiplied by 3. So this whole thing has to be multiplied by 3. The result is 212 less than 7 times the number. So I'm just going to put 7 times my number. And it's saying that this is 212 less than this side. So I'm going to subtract 212 from that side to make it even. Okay, now I just got to work this out by rainbowing. 4 is 12 equals 7n minus 1, oops, 212. Alright, and I got to get my ends together. There. 15 minus 7, 7, so that'll be 8. And minus 12 equals 212, and then I'll do plus 12. And I'm going to get, oh, no, that'd be a negative. So 8n equals negative 200. Now divide by 8. So 200 divided by 8. Let's see, 2 times 8 is 16. 8 times 5 is 40. So my answer is negative 25. And it's negative because we have one negative on top and a positive on the bottom. So it's really divided by negative 200. All right, next one, 3/8 of the pieces of unloaded were Victorian. If 1,624 pieces were unloaded, how many were not Victorian? All right, I'm going to draw a little diagram for this. 3/8. That'll be almost half. Let's see, that'd be good. So this is 3/8. So that means you're going to have 5/8 over here. 3/8 of the pieces unloaded were Victorian. So this is our Victorian. This is our not. Okay. And the whole thing is 1,624. How many were not Victorian? So I'm looking for my not, which is 5/8. So 5/8 of means times 1624 equals our not Victorian. Alright, so that means we're just going to have to multiply straight across because they're on the same side of the equal sign. So we're going to have to pretend that's over 1. We would divide by 8 and multiply by 5. So 1624. You could do it the other way. You can multiply by 5 and then divide by 8. I'm going to divide first. Three times 8 is 24, so 203. And then that will be 1/8. And now I need 5/8, so I'm going to multiply times 5. And you should have 1,015 pieces. And that is the answer. Alright, that is it for lesson 5. Thanks for watching.